Good morning!
Welcome to Two Eggs and One Podcast, where the bacon is never burned, it's just a little bit crispy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Eggs.
And a podcast,
This is your host,
Tommy NC 2010.
and I'm also your host, Justin Wood. And
Boing.
we got another awesome show coming for you today.
Oh, most definitely. It is definitely an awesome episode. We're going to be talking about, and the reason why we're talking like, and that is because we're talking about stuff that's animated,
Our favorite animated, cartoons, anime, everything. Comic books, maybe.
I'm going to love this episode because I grew up in the late 90s. I grew up in the 90s, and I watched Dragon Ball Z, Toonami, and just, that was my ballpark. Like, there, I loved Toonami and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, even though Dragon Ball is, like, very adult.
Oh, yeah! Come to Papa, baby!
Like, adultish.
It is, actually. It's kind of a kid's show, but it has some mature themes.
And Yasha.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of titles out there that are not mentioned because they're not put out in the public. I personally am a big fan of different, ideas of cartoons. The original Tiny Toons, Animaniacs.
Do you swear? Yes. Oh, you shouldn't. It's not nice.
Those kind of shows.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head when you said that you're you're a 90s kid.
Yeah.
Because cartoons were huge in the 90s.
Oh, they were.
You had Ninja Turtles.
Does the phrase, go suck a lemon, hold any meaning for you?
I definitely got down on Ninja Turtles.
Don't panic, Michelangelo! I'll set you free!
Yes.
And then when they made the live action movies, I was pretty pumped about that.
Oh, yeah.
That was something that actually went good from when it went, because a lot of times when it goes like cartoon to live action, it's kind of but they did a pretty good job.
How do you go from like kid friendly to damn?
Anyway, but like the 90s had a ton of cartoons, and then
I feel like the 90s pushed a label that was like adult humor and children humor, and you would see this with Animaniacs and also
Ren and
Stimpy, Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
They said they were just making content and trying to see if the editor, the person that like catches bad stuff, is actually paying attention.
Like they were just trying to get away with as much as they could.
The internet is the most powerful information sharing tool ever devised. And do you know what most humans use it for?
I do, but I don't think I can say it.
There's some jokes in like Animaniacs that really kind of like, whoa, that's a kid's show. Like,
I'm proving to the world we all have a right to bear buns!
Not here. This is a kid's show.
Yeah.
I feel like violence was more of a thing in the 90s than it is in the 2000s. We're all too scared to have violence in cartoons, honestly.
Listen, you just gotta give me more time. Don't make a fool out of me, man.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of new cartoons that are really pushing the envelope, like Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
Rick and Morty takes it to like crazy levels. I mean, there's a lot of messed up stuff that happens in that.
And also, shut up and take my money.
What's that?
Do 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 do. Bite my shiny metal ass.
Oh, Futurama?
Yes, I got.
What was the one you said?
Shut up and take my money.
Oh, okay, yeah, Fry.
Shut up and take my money.
All right,
You want to hear something crazy? The guy that does the voice for Fry
sure.
did the voice for Doug Funny on.
That's awesome because that's a '90s cartoon I grew up with. Was Doug for sure? That was a great show.
He did an interview recently.
Careful hitting your mic.
Oh, my bad. I have a microphone right here. We're just gonna talk ASMR. I hate ASMR. Tommy, how you doing today? I'm doing good. I want to hit myself with a brick really hard because I'm whispering.
No, you gotta talk like this all the time.
And I have to crunch things when I eat things. And I want to throw people to ASMR off a cliff because this stuff is nonsensical. For the whole ASMR. Ah!
Oh God.
That's for everybody that's wearing headphones right now. That's sitting in a coffee shop right now.
They're gonna want to watch another episode of this. That's how you get fans right there, screaming their ears.
Yes.
Oh, we hope you all enjoy that.
Oh yes.
That's a Tommy special.
We're on Spotify now, by the way. Check us out on Spotify. Type in. What you do is you type in Tommy 2 Eggs, and that's how you find us.
Yeah, right now on Spotify, if you search 2 Eggs in a Podcast, it doesn't come up. So you'll have to add the word Tommy.
Tommy 2 Eggs, and then you'll find us. And if I know you, I can send you a link.
Which is also Tommy's new nickname. We call him Tommy 2 Eggs.
But I eat 4 eggs in the morning if I go out and have breakfast.
You know, it's like how Tiny is always a big dude. You know, it's like that. It doesn't have to make sense. It's just your nickname. But yeah, okay. What do you think when you were young? What do you think one of the first cartoons was you saw?
One of the first cartoons I ever saw was a movie. Like it was Darkwing Duck.
Okay.
And also Samurai Pizza Cats. You ever heard of that? The cats that shoot, they're superheroes, and they shoot out a revolver, and they're like, Samurai Pizza Cats all over town. 3, 2, 1.
Sounds like a fever dream.
Samurai Pizza Cat. Oh yeah! Who do you call when you want some pepperoni?
Well, I have no idea if anybody has ever seen that. Comment down below. Make me believe this is.
You could Google it and
I'll
YouTube
Google
it.
I'm not gonna Google it. It sounds really weird.
Yes.
I think but at the same time, I won't lie. The first thing I saw, I think, was really weird too. The first thing I can think of that was animated was a VHS, and it was called Muzzy.
Muzzy?
Yeah, and it was this weird monster guy who is going to teach you how to speak a foreign language.
Hola, soy Musi el Grande.
Oh, I heard about him.
Yeah. And my mom would put that on, and I'm just like, yeah. That's I think that, and then after that, Disney movies.
Oh, jeez, I love Disney movies. Beauty and the Beast. Not the new crap that Disney is producing, live action garbage, political ridiculousness at Disney.
Damn, tell them how you really feel, Tommy.
Well, I just honestly feel like that you shouldn't mess. If you were to take a Van Gogh and then you were to monetize a Van Gogh, that's what they're doing to classic Disney movies, making them live action, and including Lightyear with that. With what's going on with Lightyear, and it's bombing in the box office right now. That's animated. Well, kind of computer graphics.
I still count that as animated. It's a different form of animation, but I still count CGI. That's all animated. Someone created that. Someone drew it and then brought it into existence.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I think of new content, new stuff that's being produced right now. I feel like sometimes I just want to take a break and just feel, no!
He'll do it. Yeah. I mean, but then there are some really awesome things being produced. Like, there's an anime that I absolutely love. Have you ever heard of One Punch Man?
I've heard about it. I heard bits and pieces about it. I haven't watched it, actually.
It's pretty ridiculous, but pretty funny. And definitely unique. It has kind of anything for a dude who grew up liking like Dragon Ball Z when they were younger, and it's like a show for that person now because it's about a superhero, He's way too strong, so he's just super bored. Nothing excites him because every time he gets to get into a fight, he just one punches him.
Wham!
Yeah.
And explodes him apparently.
Yeah, and he's always so. And there's this intense world behind him. Everything's so intense, but he's just It's like Doug Funny in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Checkmate. Ah, すまん。
It's just ridiculous. And I think that's interesting. I said Rick and Morty. That's a great new animation. Bob's Burgers. That show's not super new, but that show is fantastic.
Family Guy.
Ooh, Family Guy.
And then one of the most classic shows that has been around, and I feel like it's kind of dwindled out a little bit, but it's still funny because the voice cast is The Simpsons.
Oh, definitely. Simpsons is great. Simpsons is iconic.
All hail King Homer.
It is. You know, people say that The Simpsons are time travels because they can predict different things. You know, like Donald Trump becoming the president of the United States to a global pandemic, disease shutting everything down.
That is a really fun theory.
That the Simpsons people are time travelers.
Yeah.
And like I don't know where they'd have the time to go do that, but
they can travel time. That's why they have the time.
Hey, they have the time, they have the money. Rich people always have money, time to travel, and then poor people always have time to look at their bank accounts and say, "Aww, donut." And that's nothing personal against people that are less fortunate. I'm just saying that there's a saying: the rich get rich, and the poor get poorer.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's kind of a negative outlook, but I shouldn't be negative. I should.
You didn't even know what he's talking about.
I don't know. I'm just one of a particular anime. I was talking about this in the last part of the I thought you were saying something.
Huh?
Huh?
What do you think? Huh?
Huh? Sorry.
That's from that new show, Shorzy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you got?
All right. One of the animes, I was saying this at the end of the other podcast, Batman the Animated Series, and I have to say, the original series, I think was really good. The coloring, the way the bodies were drawn, it was made to be a kid's cartoon, but it was a lot of violence because you can't get past Batman without having violence, you know.
He kicks people's butt.
He punches people, he jumps, like, he's out all times of the night. Like, you know, like, you don't really see Bruce Wayne in the daytime unless he hasn't been out being Batman. Like, he's asleep all day because
he's a vampire.
Yeah.
They proved that in the newest one.
What? Really?
That he's a vampire.
Batman's a vampire?
Yeah. Because of Robert Pattinson.
Oh. I call him Sparkle. Oh. Isn't Pattinson the layman? Wasn't he the werewolf?
No, he was the vampire.
Oh yeah, I call him Sparkle Vampire. Sparkle.
Sparkle Batman.
There was one anime that I found a while back ago, Desert Punk. You ever heard of it?
No.
Where the whole entire world is decimated.
Cool.
And everybody survives in the desert, and like there's this guy called Desert Punk. He's a pervert, and like he's always kind of making schemes to con people, and he's trying to survive. But it's, I think, the anime, I found it a while back ago. The only reason I found it interesting because the cover had a woman with a massive bustiers on, big boobs on the front of it, and I was like, ooh, what's this? This is
That'll happen in anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes.
And you're just like, why can't I ever find a woman like this? Well, you can, but you have to go on Cam Girls to find something like that.
Hello.
Hello.
If you want, DM Tommy. He has a little guide on how to go about that.
I have no idea.
No, but you're hitting the nail on the head there. Where a lot of times in anime, compared to cartoons,
they sexualize things.
But actually, that's not true because I'm thinking about it now. Like, think about like the Flintstones. Like, even those girls, I mean, they always tried to make the women extra, like, voluptuous.
You know, it made me wonder that did Fred Flintstone have underwear so that because
Heck no, he didn't. There's
so
nothing
I mean,
under that.
whenever Fred Flintstone was walking around, he was like flopping everywhere, and he was
like a kilt, dude.
He was like free balling it.
Have you never done that?
No, I've never.
You haven't lived with a kilt.
No, thank you.
You would love a kilt, Tommy.
I'd be scared to sit down because the people would see my dangly parts.
You just gotta get a long enough kilt. Plus, like, that's their fault for looking. I would do that. I'm gonna draw you in a kilt, and we're gonna make that a cartoon.
Oh, jeez. Tommy Kilt.
I think that it's cool that there's such a variety. Like, I think a lot of people that are like, I don't like animated stuff, right? There's some people that say that.
Yeah.
Which is sad to me because you have such a vast array. Like, you have Dora the Explorer. Okay, but then you have the Flintstones, and then you have the Simpsons, and then you have Dragon Ball Z, SpongeBob, yeah, and then you have something like as serious and like almost like realistic, like Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I
like
love
they tried
Cowboy
to, yeah, you know what I mean? They tried to make it seem so real. I mean, yeah, it's sci-fi, but like the way they shot it, it was like all this like crazy cinematography for an animated show. It's really cool. The types of like the variety that's in there and the amount of emotion. Like, you can have something like SpongeBob where it's like turn off my brain and just kind of laugh. Exactly. Oh, SpongeBob. And then you have like Cowboy Bebop where it's like there's some really emotional parts. Like,
yeah,
his wife his like love leaves him for his arch enemy who tries to kill him.
Spike, what was his name? Razortooth or something? I can't remember the villain's name. I can't remember Spike's brother's name. Wolverine or Vicious? Vicious! That's what his name was. Vicious.
Yeah. But it's funny because it's like, you know, you have stuff like that where it's like you can do a lot with animation. You can make it real. You know? You can make it real, and sometimes that's good because you can make it almost like pseudo real or like meta real, where it's even more real than real life, where, you know, it's like you're playing with dolls, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Action figures?
I love you. Action figures, dolls, they're all the same. I mean, they are. It's the same thing.
No, two different things. He'd be like, let me tell you something, Justin. I'm no doll. I'm the nightmare demon, Freddy Krueger.
Yes. Sounds like a really cool doll.
Action figure.
Okay, it's a cool action figure doll. Anyway, let's not talk anymore about dolls here.
If I could move a figure and like swing him around and nail him against the wall and he doesn't shatter and break, it's an action figure. Ha!
Alright, tell us in the comments, are all action figures dolls, and is it bad to call something a doll? I don't think so. But anyway, what else can we talk about with animation?
Trying to think here. Ren and Stimpy was definitely a good show. It was definitely controversial ahead of its time. I'm surprised that, like, some of the things they did, you know, it was like, everybody loves a log. Oh, that was Angry Beavers, actually.
Angry Beavers, I forgot about that show. Remember Monsters, Inc.?
Oh, yes, Monsters Inc.
I actually liked that show a lot. Or not Monsters, Inc., just Real Monsters.
Real Monsters. And
Real Monsters.
Kablam, that was like...
that show was great.
Yes. Like,
that was literally Robot Chicken.
Literally Robot Chicken for children, then Robot Chicken came around, and Seth Green got himself a job.
I used to love Kablam.
Oh yeah, Kablam! And it was like, action team now, Stinky Diver, where he does the most stinky mission, The Flesh, where he's super naked.
How about this? How about Claymation?
Oh.
Celebrity Deathmatch?
Oh my god.
A devastating barrage from Buster has Shakespeare shaken.
Celebrity Deathmatch, my parents wouldn't let me watch that because...
It was pretty brutal.
It was pretty brutal, violent. They didn't let me watch a lot of violent stuff when I had a sheltered life.
It was crude too, dude. It wasn't really for kids, man. You would have been saying some messed up stuff. You love repeating movie lines and stuff. You'd be saying like, "He ripped his dick off." Yeah, you didn't need to see that at 8 years old. You didn't even need to see that at 10 years old. But what I'm saying is like, does that kind of counts as animation-ish?
Yeah.
It's mation. It's the creation of something.
It's mation.
I actually know this. Sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's
Life of Pi?
no. It's this band.
Oh.
And they're actually good. Maybe I'll contact them and see if I can put a piece up right now. But every music video they do, he does claymation for.
Really? Then there's another band that does animation, Gorilla or something.
Oh, the Gorillas. I love the Gorillas, man.
Yes, I got sunshine in a bag. I got future in a bag. I got futures. It's not for long, then use this. It's coming on. I get,
Those are the exact lyrics.
I always mess up lyrics to
No, those were
songs.
perfect, dude. Those were dead on. He definitely says the schmoosh dish. But no, that band was great because they embraced the animation. You know, it's like, it was really just mostly the one guy, Daniel Elburn, I think that's right, and he was, he created the music and would collaborate with other people, and they created it under the idea of the Gorillas, who were like not real people, animations. And that was super cool. That created some really cool opportunities. Like they would do shows where they would put up big glass and then project onto the glass the animations on the stage. So it's like there was an actual stage show happening, but it was animated.
Dang.
Yeah, like how cool is that?
That's sick.
Yeah, dude, that's the beauty of it, of animation, is you can do things that aren't real. And
Yeah.
it's like magic.
You know, and as I think of like how anime has progressed, and you know, like for instance, what was it? There was one where the guy he's one of the fastest guns. And Bash the Stampede. You ever seen Bash the Stampede?
No.
I can't remember the name.
Sounds cool though.
But he's like super crazy, but at the same time he's a really good shot. And everybody thinks that he's this crazy, wild up murderer, but he's this innocent dude that is always blamed for everything. And like,
wow, sounds fun.
It is.
What's this called?
The character's named Bash the Stampede, and I can't remember the name of the show exactly.
We'll find it.
Me looking into anime, I just kind of my main joys were Dragon Ball Z.
Sure.
And not taking crack shots at my father, but my father was very strong-handed, and he told me I could not, because I was talking so much about Dragon Ball Z as a kid. He thought it was too violent, and he grounded me from watching Dragon Ball Z because he thought it was too violent. And then I picked the one episode for him to let me watch it again, and where Piccolo is ripping off his arm and then regrowing his arm. And I'm like, he's like, too violent, Tommy. No, you can't watch it. And I'm like, oh, can't we just watch a full episode? No, violent, too violent, Tommy. And then after that, I kind of had to sneak around him and watch little episodes while my dad was out of town. You know, if he went on a business trip, that was the only time I got to watch Dragon Ball Z.
That's pretty funny. At least it wasn't one of the episodes where like Master Roshi's trying to look up Bulma's skirt.
But I could be persuaded to change my mind. For instance, if you were to let me see your underwear.
You want to see my...
Yeah, like that would especially make him be like,
what is this?
What is this?
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing about any show, and especially animation and anime in that is, you know, certain people like certain things. You know, I've never really been able to get my dad to like very many cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of liked Looney Tunes because he grew up with it a little bit, but he wasn't really interested in it for whatever reason. And there's plenty of people who just don't like it. But if you're trying to dip your feet into animation and you don't really think you like cartoons, I would suggest for people to watch anime. Some of the more serious shows, especially if you like mystical, like if you like Twilight or Harry Potter, but you say you don't like cartoons, try some anime because there's some really fun stuff.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, there's a lot of interesting stuff out there, and there's definitely a lot of interesting stuff for grown-ups too.
Oh yeah, like
hentai.
Well, that's
that's a different subject right there.
Yeah, that's a totally different subject. Anyway, so okay. Jesus Christ. So anyway, let's wrap up this one about animation.
But you know, folks, I want to say thank you so much for joining us again for another awesome episode of Two Eggs
and a Podcast. And we want you to tell us about, you know, what shows do you like? What shows do you think we should check out? Write it in the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think we should be watching. Let us know if you try out any of the shows that we've thrown out there. Review. Tell us what you thought about our suggestions. And, yeah, we appreciate you watching.
Yeah. And also check out the Tommy store. The link is in the bio below. Also, there's going to be a new mouse pad coming at some point. Hollywood mouse pad. They'll be coming to the Tommy store, so you can check that out. That's coming soon at some point.
Sweet.
So as
Looks
always,
cool.
Oh, it does. It's top quality, and stay tuned for many more awesome content. As always, I'm Tommy NC2010. This is Two Eggs in a Podcast, and I'm keeping you on the inside fact. Subscribe, support, stay positive. Subscribe, support, and stay positive.